Okay, this is a Google SketchUp presentation on my house that I built, and that there is a 100 megabyte file that I've created. This is a demonstration to show you how detailed you can go in any extension or a renovation you're doing a house. I did a backyard extension, which is a pool complex, and an alfresco kitchen, which is what you see here. This highlights the detail that you can do on Google SketchUp, and there it is there. It's fantastic because you can get the elevations, dimensions, everything spot on, and you can spend a fair bit of time to get everything laid out so you know what it looks like. Then you can do your fly-throughs to make sure that what you're designing is perfect. And in our case, I spent months, probably 3 months building this up to get the gates and all that to what I like. The coffee rock walls, the paving, the dimensions of the steps, and the actual grade. So it's all aesthetically pleasing and ergonomically easy to use. So this is a good example of Google SketchUp, and like I said, 3 months. It's a 3-month investment, but then once you get it right and you're confident. I spent the next 4 years building this, and I have to say the final build looks very close to what you see here. These palm trees and all that are exactly the same palm trees I have outside in the right position, so you've got all the aesthetics there, and the bar that I built. What I like about this design and this package is that you can actually go to libraries where you can call up lots of goodies which are from furniture manufacturers, where they can give you their products like IKEA, and then you can go and pull in the actual IKEA, let's say, furniture product. And this is how I determined, for example, this bar here, the size of this bar. So I spent a fair bit of time. I had a couple of fridges, as you can see, and this is the IKEA 3-dimensional, and it's in a library on Google SketchUp that you can call in. You can then select what you want. I wanted a sink and other bits and pieces. Call it in, size it up, put it in, and then work out the actual length of this bar. Then go ahead and build it with confidence that I know that when I go and buy the actual kitchen for this bar, it'll fit perfectly along with the fridges that I purchased. That's why I love this product, because I can then build everything knowing that everything later on when I buy all the furniture, the kitchenware and all that, it all will fit in perfectly, including the pool and the seats around the pool, the garden beds and so on. It's taking a little while because there's a lot of rendering here to produce the actual 100 megabyte file. The other challenge I had was the actual connection of the extension to the house. This is the alfresco connection, and the pool house. Different elevations. I actually had a continuous roof at one stage and designed for that, but when I actually did in Google SketchUp, it looked terrible, absolutely terrible. So in the end, I realised the best design fit for this was to separate the two buildings, and it looks much better. So I was very confident that when I finally was happy with what I wanted, I'll get what I wanted to see, and that's through Google SketchUp, which is quite powerful. So for example, you can then just do your fly through, sit back and have a look and say, yep, that looks right. A lot of time and effort went into just the actual roof constructions to make sure it all pitches in correctly. Of course, when you get a patio design, it's all on fairly thin posts, so there's a lot of effort and a lot of work around the thickness of these poles. And this is all brickwork. These are special columns, bricked in square blocks with Hardy Flex columns and collars full of concrete that surrounds the actual post that you get when you go and build a patio. So it gives you that meaty look and professional finish. So you can just go ahead and buy and install a typical patio with the skinny posts, and then you go and do your brickwork around it to get this final product. And in a minute I'll show you the final photos. The coffee rock walls, I put these coffee rock walls in because that's a theme of the house that I bought. The whole house has coffee rock wall design. Very hard to do. I had to get a special contractor in, which were 3 stonemasons. They worked on this for a while to complete the coffee rock wall design. A lot of work and effort in there. The steps and all that was again very hard with the elevation to get that all right, and the actual pool area, that's slightly elevated from the actual main pool. But again, you can sit there, dimensionalise the whole lot up, make sure it's all right, and then just check it off on this Google SketchUp. So effectively, I spent all winter playing with this, getting my drainage, getting my garden beds, my water fountains and all that to look okay around the pool, to make sure that I've got enough room to walk in front of it, and then go away and build it. and I was very confident, it took 4 years to build this, that it'll look absolutely perfect. And that's the confidence, because when you spend a lot of money, and there's a lot of money spent on this to build this complex, you want the confidence that the final product will look very good as per this three-dimensional drawing. Google SketchUp, absolutely free. And what a great product. You can import all these libraries, so you can work out your size of your spa and your furniture that I got outdoors, so that it all fits. And as you can see, it looks pretty schmicko. I originally had pine trees, I got rid of those, I got my rose garden in there. And what I like about it is the way you can fly through and look at different angles. So for example, I'll just pull this down, and then fly in here, and have a close look at the drainage. I had a hard time because in where I live, I have a huge problem with the ground. It's just solid rock, and it's a bit of a challenge to get this absolutely right. So a lot of issues with drainage and all that, and that was very important to get that in. As you can see, that's the sort of level of detail you can do. You can actually put in your drainage, design your columns, make sure the ratio is correct. And actually that was one good thing when I built these columns, was trying to get the right ratio between the square and the columns themselves. And that actually worked well with the Google SketchUp. You can have a good look at it. And knowing, by the way, that this actual block here is actually probably another 50% deeper because of the original footing design. And the alfresco kitchen, I'll just see if I can get in there quite quickly, because the rendering sometimes can be a challenge. To the coffee rock wall, and this is again the IKEA furniture. What was interesting about the alfresco kitchen, I originally lined it up with the house, but then I had a problem. I could not fit my stainless steel barbecue, I could not fit my pizza oven, I could not fit a sink and my bar fridge and so on. So I had a problem with the width here, and in the end, after doing all this work, and this is standard IKEA import files from their library, I realised I had to actually increase the width of this by another metre. So this actually sticks out by another metre from the original house, which is out there on the right. So that when I finally built this all, I knew that all this equipment would fit. So that was another advantage in making sure, and in using Google SketchUp, that all the equipment and all the stuff that I had, whether I've got own it now or later, will actually absolutely fit into this area, which is quite good. So yeah, so that's my extension to the house, the original house. It took about 4 years to do, both the alfresco kitchen, which is probably about 12 metres by 8 metres, no, 12 by maybe 12 by 7 metres, and then the actual pool area, and that's an 8 metre by 5 metre patio for the bar and pool table I've got in there now. And yeah, once again, it just gives you confidence when you finally build this, because again, I'm on a slope, my property's on a hell of a slope, so it was a bit of a challenge and a bit stressful to make sure, because I absolutely had nothing. It was just a bush block, to finally get a design that looks like this, that's quite ergonomic and gives you easy access to the pool area and so on. So there you go, Google SketchUp. Love the program, it's all free, and it's amazing what you can do, especially with the libraries from different furniture manufacturers and so on. All you do is search and pull it in. Okay, so you would have seen part one with the Google SketchUp, and this is now to show you the before and after as a result of spending 3 months drawing the backyard extensions and then making it happen. So what you see here is the actual backyard before, and the amount of digging up and stripping, because it's all hard rock. So this is before photo, and this is the after of what it looks like. So it goes to show the advantage of the Google SketchUp, how you can take a concept like this, where you're really hard to find out what it looks like at the end of the day, and then turn into that which was shown on that Google SketchUp in the three-dimensional drawing. So yeah, before, this is what I had when I started, when I first bought it, and then 3 years later, that's the final product. And that's what I like about Google SketchUp. You can lay it all out, get the slope of the ground and all that, and dimensionalise the whole lot in the 3D drawing, and there's the before and after. So before, and again with the pool patios, very skinny posts, that's what they give you when you buy a patio and a roof. so you have to end up doing your own columns. And this is the after, nice and thick and quite solid looking finish. Again, the columns there which I built, it took probably several months to get right, and then the steps leading up to the pool patio. So before and after. Before, this is the pool patio, and then after. Before, of course, a lot of pipe work to get the drainage and the sewage out of there. And that's the after, underneath the kitchen, the bench there. Again, before, it was a fiberglass pool that we moved into, and then the after photo with the final result. So Google SketchUp was good, giving you an idea of space and dimensions and walkways. Again, this is the main fresco kitchen area, the before photo, and then the after, the final finish. Before photo, the side of the house, and then the after photo. Before photo, as you can see, a lot of gardens, a lot of bush, a lot of work to cut down all the trees on the after photo. So Google SketchUp was good to give you the dimensions and slopes and give you an idea of what it looked like afterwards, and just go and build it. Before and after. Before and after. Before, as you can see there, that was the area I dealt with. And the actual width was another extra metre to fit all the gear in, else I would have been in trouble. And that's the after photo with the clothesline. Again, inside, before, all those bricks got rendered. They were handmade bricks. I had a builder that was a bit upset for me to render the whole lot, because that's quite a unique design, unique handmade bricks. So, but we needed the finish to look fairly modern and tie in with what we wanted. Again, before photo, you can see the evaporative air conditioner here. I had to relocate that, and the reverse cycle air conditioner for the house. So that all disappears. Before and after photo again. Looking at the backyard, that's how it was, very bushy. And then the after photo, all the road base. Before and after. Before again, as you can see, that was the back of the backyard, and then afterwards with the alfresco kitchen. Yeah, so it was a bit of a challenge, but once you got it all right in Google SketchUp, it gives you tremendous confidence to go ahead and build it, and it'll work. But again, a lot of landscaping. This is on solid rock. This ground is very, very rocky. There's only about probably 5 centimetres of soil, and that's just solid rock, as you can see. A lot of jackhammering to get everything level and correct. So before and after. Before, again, and after. A lot of jackhammering, and to get the right elevations, as you can see there. Before, these are the columns going in, and then after. Before, you can see I've just finished the brickwork and rendered the bottom base. Then I put the columns on top. That's full of concrete to give you a very solid post that holds up the roof. And then after. Before, pool patio, and after. So that is the that part of the patio extension. Alright, so again, looking towards the backyard of the pool patio extension. As you can see, a lot of digging, a lot of rocks, a lot of bush, and then afterwards with the 5 metre staircase going up to the pool patio area. A lot of digging up with the pine trees. I actually destroyed a bucket on the front end load on a bobcat, which is a bit of a challenge. And that's the back end. Again, before and after. Before, then after. Before, that's now looking into the pool patio bar area, and then afterwards. So big differences. Before, you can see the posts there, standard posts, and then afterwards, nice and thick and bulky, so it gives you a bit of bulk into it all. Before, there's the steps going up, and then after, finished result. That coffee rock there was done by 3 Irish people who are stonemasons, so they specialised in coffee rock walls, which I needed to blend into the existing house. Before, the old pool, you can see a huge problem with the backyard leaves getting in there, which really drove me to do this design, because the pool could never be used. It was always a filthy mess. So once we got the brick wall up, the pool's now nice and clean. You can see before, very hard to maintain a pool like that in the bush, with all the leaves and that coming in. So I was about to bury this pool and get rid of it, but then I decided to do it up, and now it's nice and clean and protected by that wall on the left from the elements. You can see there the bush there, just rubbish coming in, and then afterwards it's all nice and clean. So before and after, before and after. A lot of paving before. The old brown brick pavers were used elsewhere. And I brought in some new limestone from Fremantle stone pavers, which are nice and cool to walk on. You don't get hot during summer. Before and after. Again, the alfresco kitchen, all dimensionalised, everything fits. And then before and then after. Before and after. So that's that part. Okay, so those steps are pretty hard because I had to make sure the steps were wide enough and deep enough to take the pavers and the riverstone feature before and after to get that effect. That was a bit of a challenge for me. A lot of work on Google SketchUp to get the right dimensions and all that so that it flows nicely up to the patio, because the actual pool or the bar area is actually probably 5 centimetres higher than the pool area. I didn't want water flowing in. So a lot of work to get the dimensions right. As you can see here, you can see how deep the columns are, knowing that's going to be all built up. So it was a lot of work, but once you do it in Google SketchUp, you get the great confidence it's all going to look good at the end. But a bit daunting at the beginning when you look at all this, whether it's going to fit or not. And again, Google SketchUp just was fantastic to see the final result and then actually see that it's quite close and comparable. So that's before and after, before and after, as you can see there. So yeah, very good. So these are the final photos of the actual project, and this is my bar. There's about 2.5 tons of concrete blocks in that bar there, wrought iron foot kick rail, bit of LED lighting. And again, this took a while to get right and get it all fully rendered. Once again, the whole project took about 3 years to put in. Even the pool cover, I designed a below ground cover system. That lid's about 300 kilograms, 250 Newton metre gas struts to lift that lid up there. So that was pretty huge. All jackhammered out, decked. And 3x6 stainless steel frame, by the way, because it's a saltwater pool. So that was a bit of a challenge design to put in, but it works really well. And there's the boys relaxing now. This is the final result. This is what it's all about. And the wrought iron gates opens up everything. This is all fully pool compliant. You just bolt up the gate and turn it into a fence when you're not using it to meet the pool regs. And there it is, the final product. 3 years in the making. The alfresco kitchen, all stainless steel, and the backyard. I've got a 1/4 acre bush block at the back, and I use floodlights to light up the trees, and of course a bit of fireworks from the local park, celebrating a Karatha fair, Kalamunda fair. So yeah. And that's it. So I guess it goes to show you, Google SketchUp, you have a imagination, you do it on a drawing, and then you just go and make it happen. Unfortunately, it took 3 years to make all this happen, but it was well worth it.